All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Please help me welcome to the stage the one and only Mr. Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, my friends. The most powerful group in all of network marketing. If you could turn this up on my monitor in here so I could hear myself just a little bit stronger in here, it'd be great. Hello, Renee. Hello, Life. Hello, Donna, Isabella, Morgan, Emma, Christina, Eula. How you doing, Eula? Hello, Shauna, Angie, Wendy, Carrie, Amy, Tina, Sue, Bola Choco. Did I get that right? That's okay. Maria, Geraldine, Dottie. What's up? What's up? What's up? Daniel, how you doing? Good to see you, pal. Amatia, Marilyn, Ludi, Renee, all my friends. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. How many of you watched some or all of the most powerful women in network marketing? Raise your hands. Let me see some hands. I was a little worried about you because I know I was tired after 3 days. I thought, man, oh my gosh, the accelerators might be a little bit tired after 3 days, even though they might be inspired, you know? So we come into this. Are you ready for this? Social media? Listen, I got to tell you something. Over the course of this year that we're going to spend together, we've been spending so far, this is one tool that, in my opinion, it's vital that you master. You need to master social media. You need to be able to take all the other tools and tactics and apply it in an electronic world, because that's the world that we're living in. We're living in an electronic world. Who agrees with me? We're living in an electronic world. The scale, the reach, the ability to be able to spread your message. So I want to ask you this as we start. Before I bring out a panel of experts that are literally unbelievable, that are going to be sharing with, we got chairs set up back here, we got computers set up. And before we start, I want to ask you all a question. Rate yourself on your social media skills right now on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you're an absolute novice, freaks you out. 10, you got this thing nailed, you're just looking for a couple extra tips. Throw it into the comments. I see a lot of 3 through 6s. Some 8s, great. 8s, we're going to give you some things that'll really turbocharge. A lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s also. A lot of 1s, okay. Well, that's why we're here. And this is going to be different. It's going to be different than what you might be thinking we're going to do. And let me explain that. Here's what I don't want to do for these 2 days. Give you a to-do list that's so long and so complex and so difficult that you're overwhelmed. I don't want you to go out of here overwhelmed. We're going to create a to-done list, okay? So we're going to do this together, step by step. We're not, it's fine, you can take as many notes as you want, but really, when we do a profile makeover, you're actually going to do it. We're going to pick you out of the crowd. You're going to tighten up your profiles. There's going to be some platforms that you might not be on right now. We're going to ask you to get on it and sign up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, as a group, these presenters, we're going to actually create leads for you together. You're going to have prospects and leads, a bunch of them, before we even walk out of here. We're going to teach you how to close customers and distributors. My goal is that every one of you has at least one customer by the end of the day tomorrow from what we do here, and at least one new team member from what we do here in the next 24 hours. Who's ready for that? Show me some hands. All right. So, with no further ado, I'm going to bring out some of the superstar presenters. And the first is a gentleman. He lives in Dubai. He's an Englishman, but he lives in Dubai. And he's my go-to guy. He's the guy that I go to say, okay, what's working right now? What's going on? How do you figure out this? What's the challenge? What's the problem? And he has an ocean of content. He has 2 best-selling books. He really cares about the network marketing profession, and he's here to help you. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Fraser Brooks.
All right, let's go.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
The next superstar we have for you. This woman is, I wanted to have somebody that was prolific, just out of the park prolific with social media on all platforms. And if I told you the numbers, it would hurt your head. The numbers of people that she signs up every day and every month using social media is crazy. And if you could do just a tiny fraction of that, and she's going to give you her tricks, her scripts, her tactics, her shortcuts. She's doing this out of the goodness of her heart, but she is the best in the field right now that I'm aware of anywhere in the world when it comes to social media for network marketing. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Jessie Lee Ward. And the other 2 are actually a mother and son team. They train, I don't know, millions of people around the world how to be more successful using social media in network marketing. Please welcome to the stage Shalene and Brock Johnson. All right. So great seeing your bright, shining faces. And to my incredible panelists, this is the brain trust. I'm a big believer in the mastermind. 2 minds create a third and more powerful mind. When you get some great thinkers together, and with your insights, there's some people that are part of this organization. We're going to be asking for your tips, your big insights. Some of you that said, hey, I'm an 8 or a 9 or a 10 in social media. I'm just looking for a couple extra tips to take it to the next level. Maybe we'll call on you. You get to be part of the presentation over the course of these 2 days. I was bragging you up, Jessie Lee, and these numbers are going to hurt your head, but approximately how many customers do you add every day on average?
Oh, a day? Oh, geez. I don't
Or
know.
a month?
A month, at least 500.
500 customers a month on average, personally, not her team, personally, per month. If you just got 10% of that, it was 50. Or 1% of that, it was 5. Would it be pretty good? So she's going to be sharing her secrets. Now, how many team members, how many distributors do you add personally per month?
On like a bad month right now, about 100 with the big pack.
With the biggest pack they have, about 100 a month. Do you understand? 100 new frontline distributors per month. What if you got 10% of that? What if you got 1% of that? Be pretty good. She's going to be giving you her hacks. Fraser's written a couple books. I know you've written books too, right?
Yeah.
How many books have you written?
2, one that made the New York Times bestseller.
One New York Times bestseller.
Right?
What's the name of the book?
Push.
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 Yep. And Brock, how long you've been in this social media game?
Been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the thing you like best about it?
It's what I grew up doing, so it's what I know, but I get to marry what I grew up a part of with what I grew up a part of, which is entrepreneurship and marketing and business owning with my parents.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I see Katina is saying, will there be a recording if we can't stay for all of this? Of course, we're gonna have recordings. They're gonna be in your learning library online, so you're all good. But I would highly recommend, because this is gonna be experiential. We're gonna have you start moving or setting up your profiles. We're gonna actually have you prospecting live as we do this. We're gonna push you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some little competitions amongst each other. But raise your hands if you're a little nervous. If you're a little nervous about this.
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. The fact that you're nervous but you're here is good enough. Because we're going to give you doable steps, step by step by step. So I just throw out the question to the group. Why social media? Because some people are like, hey, face to face, that's the thing. We don't need to do all this social media stuff. Why social media? Fraser, why don't you start us off? Why in today's world is social media so important?
Well, for me, I look at dating. I like to look at network marketing and dating, and I think, well, a lot of people now are meeting people through the apps like Tinder, eHarmony, Match.com, all these different places. Gone are the days where you would go into a bar and ask a woman for a drink or a dance. You just sit at home, order a takeaway, and just swipe left or right. It's kind of changed. So I like to use social media as a great way to connect. I think we live in such a great connected world right now. The speed at which network marketing businesses are built. If you told me 10, 15, 20 years ago that you were able to get 100 team members in a month, I would have gone, yeah, okay, whatever. But now it's like anything's possible. Mm-hmm. So I love the speed of connection. I love the speed of communication. I think social media is putting the fun into the fundamentals. That's what I think it is. So it's important to learn the fundamentals. And again, it's just turbo boost on social media, just to connect.
And Jessie Lee, what would you say?
Yeah, I built in person for 4.5 years, so I do think it's a skill set that's useful to have, so you can build relationships online too. But it's sheer volume of people. Like this, it's not that people are numbers, but this is a numbers game, and there's not enough people understanding that you can't hit top rank in your respective companies by talking to 2 or 3 people a day. Just not possible. And so when I was building Party Plan, even though I was in people's houses for direct sales for 6-7 nights a week, and then sometimes doing double headers, Saturdays always a morning and afternoon, sometimes an evening, sometimes a triple header, I never had access to this many people. And even in those in-person things, I was being told no, by people. I'm told no every day. I'm just told no by probably a couple thousand people a day at this point, right? And so it just ends up being a numbers game. It ends up being exposure. It's allowed me to build a brand. It's allowed me to have a connection with people that I didn't know I was connected to until they finally reach out. And so if you look at whatever the statistic is now, because we're all goldfish, right? We all have ADHD, I think. I mean, I for sure do, but I see it on your thing. You're always talking about it. Like the ability to be however many times it takes to get a sale, like a couple years ago it was 9 touches, then it was 12, now it's like probably 45. Mm-hmm. You're touching. You don't even realize it. So every time I put out a piece of content, when you see the sheer volume of content I put out, it's because I'm just trying to make sure somebody gets touched by me all the time, every day. You open your app and I've destroyed the algorithm because there's just so much content. And I just think that if you want to win at a very big level, this is not advice for somebody who maybe wants to make $100 a month, but if you really want to make money in network marketing, you've got to talk to more people, and social media has allowed me to do that.
Yeah.
Love it. Mm-hmm. And some people are already asking in the comments, how can you follow up with so many people? My gosh, how is that even possible? This is just, it's hurting my head to think about the numbers that you're bringing in. How does that even work? Just relax, just breathe. We'll get there. She's going to give you all of her shortcuts and all of her hacks and all of her little follow-up systems and everything that she does in order to be able to do it. She's got it all for you. Okay, so Shalene,
Yes.
you've been teaching people in social media strategies for how long?
The last 15 years.
15
Yeah.
years.
When I did my first social media workshop was 15 years ago.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
My
And
What
when
was
I-
MySpace? What was it?
Yeah, right? No, well,
Seriously?
yeah, at the time, Facebook.
Facebook was
Yes.
really?
Crazy? Yes. Instagram, 2010.
I joined Facebook in 2008, and my kids thought I was a creeper. They just like, no, this is not cool, not cool. This was just when
Twitter
MySpace.
was the first really big one. YouTube. I mean, those are
Wow.
all. And what I love about it is I'm an introvert. So even though I'm an outgoing introvert, so I
Yeah,
like people. I like people, but I'm also like the thought of having to have a party or like talk to strangers that gives me anxiety. Number one, and number two, you can just reach so many more people. My first business was a car lot. I had a used car lot, and this is to put myself through college. I had to make flyers at Kinko's. And then I would put on roller skates and I would skate through grocery store parking lots and put flyers under every single windshield wiper until the manager would come out and say, hey,
Knock
you're not
that
allowed
off.
to do that. Remove those. And then I'd remove them. But like that was the only way I could help reach people to tell them about this solution that I had. And now today, I mean, you can have, 100 followers and make a really great Instagram reel and reach 1 million people for free. Like that's insane. That is insane.
Yep. It's nuts, the reach. How about you, Brock?
Yeah, I'd say that the two biggest things for me, the two biggest reasons why social media, first of all, the fact that it's evergreen. So you can produce content today and it can live on for years. You can't have a conversation at a marketing event or a networking event and have it live on after that last breath is taken. Like once you finish the last sentence, it's done. But the beauty of social media is that the content lives on. It can keep being watched. It can keep teaching and educating and connecting you with more people. And then the second thing is the scalability. So it's kind of similar, but kind of like we've all been getting at here. You can only have so many one-on-one conversations in a day.
Right.
You can only talk to so many people, network with so many individuals. You can have a piece of social media content reach thousands or millions, and that's kind of like having a conversation with each and every one of those people.
Yep. They get to know you. I mean, how many inside this accelerator group feel like you and me are friends? How many people feel like we're friends? We get to know each other. Maybe we've never met, but we're friends. You know that I have your best interest at heart. I will tell you why social media for me is just the ability to build a brand, the ability to reach more people is just outstanding. The ability to spread a message around the world is unparalleled. Yeah. I've been building and training in the network marketing space for 34 years. So in 2008, I was looking around and social media was becoming a thing, and I didn't quite get it. Everybody was trying to, they had joined, they were just joining Facebook back then. The adults were just joining. The kids were doing it. My kids were like, I am blocking you. If you join Facebook, I'm blocking you. That's so creepy. This is for students only. Leave us alone. Knock it off. So I'm saying, yeah, but no, I think that there's something here. So remember when everybody jumped on and started racing to 5,000 friends as fast as they could get to their 5,000 friends? They just friend request everybody until they could get on it. I wish I could go. Can you imagine knowing what we know now with no limits to the algorithms back then in 2008, how many people we could reach? It would be silly. But anyway, so many of you know Gary Vaynerchuk, right? You know who he is, Gary V. Well, back then, I asked around, who's an expert with social media, and Gary V's name kept coming up. And I started checking out what he was doing. He was doing Wine Library. It was Wine Library TV. He had a little wine store called Wine Library, him and his dad, and he would do a daily wine vlog. and he just tastes wine. This young kid, Jets fan, very low budget, but he was getting like 80,000 views every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, what is going on? So I called him up and said, look, I'd like to pay you for some consulting. Can I come out to New Jersey? Flew out to New Jersey. I paid him $10,000 in February of 2009 and said, tell me everything you know, because I'd like to do the same thing in network marketing. And I've got to tell you, the decision that I made is the decision I want you to make. I decided when I left there, it was mid-February of 2009, that I'm going to learn this. And I'm going to learn it by doing it. So I decided to become a social media expert in the middle of February when I walked out of his office. I still have the 2-hour consulting recording, which is fascinating to listen to. Which is where he was then and where he is now, where I was then, where I am now. It's so interesting. But, and I made the decision that I was going to start Network Marketing Pro, and my birthday was March 11th, so it was coming up in like 3 weeks. I said, I'm just going to start. And I would just tell all of you, the learning is in the doing. I'm just telling you, the learning is in the doing. We're going to give you things to do. We're going to give you assignments. We're going to give you outcomes that we want you to reach. But my strongest advice to you is just, number one, decide. I'm going to master social media for network marketing. Write that in your notes. I'm going to master social media for network marketing. I'm going to be so good that people use me as a case study. I'm going to be so good that people from around the world come and ask me, will you show me? Will you teach me? Will you advise me? That your company has you as a shining example of how to do social media right inside of network marketing, okay? Make the decision. That's first. Second, just start. Just start. I mean, the amount of things that I thought I was going to do and the amount of things I actually did. I mean, I bought all the fancy camera equipment and lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I never used it.
No,
Never used it. We just end up figuring stuff out. And now you have a whole, everything you need right here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Complete studio. Right here. You don't need to mess with anything. You've got bandwidth to be able to reach the world, and you've got platforms that you're going to need to learn how to master. So just make a decision. You're going to become great. And our goal, because the learning is in the doing, we're going to push you to do it during these 2 days. We're going to push play on a machine that never turns off over the course of these 2 days. And you're going to get prospects, and we're going to help you close those prospects. Sally, do you believe me? Sally, do you believe me? Give me a thumbs up if you believe me.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
I got it. So let's do this. Let's talk about the platforms, because there's a lot of options and you can get a little bit overwhelmed. I chatted with these two yesterday, and I'll ask you guys. There's Snapchat, there's TikTok, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. What else?
MySpace.
There's MySpace. You can have your own, pick your own music on the profile. What else? Anything else?
Twitch, podcast.
Twitch,
Podcasts.
podcast,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's all of those.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yeah. There's, in my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion, then I'll ask these guys for their opinion. My opinion is, we got something beeping somewhere, somebody's phone.
The irony.
We found it.
Ring, ring.
In my opinion, to start, the best place to start as a foundation, in my opinion, is Facebook. You can start on others if you want to, but I mean, if you want to get a little bit of a platform for business, Facebook's probably a great place to start. The second, for me, or first or second, you can interchange, would be Instagram. Okay, Instagram and Facebook. Those are the 1, 2. And maybe if you're under 30, it's Instagram, Facebook. If you're over 30, maybe it's Facebook, Instagram. I don't know. But those two are almost identical as a 1, 2. And then the third one, for effectiveness, in my opinion, is TikTok. And some of you going, what? I am not doing a dance on TikTok. That is not happening. I will just tell you, I believe that I'm just seeing. Now, I am not a TikToker yet,
TikToker.
in all honesty. But the results that are coming out of that platform between and TikTok, and you can apply that into Reels inside of Facebook and Stories and Instagram Live or whatever. The results that are coming out of that are massive. So Jesse Lee, talk about the platforms that those 3 platforms. I know you're on all the platforms, but talk about those.
Yeah. So my main 3, of course, I've trained fit a whole bunch for Network Marketing Pro. I still use YouTube. I still use Twitter very, very infrequently for Twitter. I still do Clubhouse. I do everything. But even if you're on here and you're like, oh my God, Facebook's for old people, I do hear that. I'll tell you, I don't care. Like I'm a millennial. I'm young. Well, I'm 32. I guess I'm not that young anymore, but I'm not old. It's still a monster. And I'm telling you what, old people have money, okay? So if you're trying to build a business, 18-year-olds are trying to get scrappy, you know, and it's those old people that are like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. So I still think Facebook's super important. When it comes to building my business on there, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not involved on Facebook. And we'll get into it throughout the next 2 days, so don't get overwhelmed with it or anything like that. But it is a blend of live video. It is a blend of posts. It is a blend of photos. It is a blend of having a profile that's set up properly so people know that you are in business. You know, some of you, I really think you're hoping people know you're in business by osmosis. Because I look at your profiles, I'm like, you're on our, like, I will look over people on our team. I'm like, if I didn't sign you up, I'd have no idea. Like, you must be thinking people are just going to figure it out. So we'll teach you how to set it up properly, but Facebook's still super important. Instagram, I hammer. So I'm live on Instagram multiple times a day. I make multiple posts on my feed, usually I average 4 posts on my actual feed a day. My stories, probably 25 to 40 stories a day. I let people have my life like a movie. You know, Eric started off by saying, you know, how many of you feel like you know me? Same thing I mentioned in my keynote the other night. How many of you are like, that's my girl. Oh my God. Like, you're very involved in my life because I show you that. And we'll teach you how to take your stories from Instagram and have them naturally sent over to Facebook so you don't have to double post. We'll make your life a little easier for those of you who are already like freaking out. They're like, oh my God, thank you. JJ Davis just like did a whole full body reaction like, thank you, Jesus. All right. So we got you. Like, I wholeheartedly understand what it's like to be scared and nervous and certainly overwhelmed, but you don't need to be. It's about the messy action. Fraser and I were talking last night yesterday.
Messy action. Write that down.
Yeah.
Messy action.
It's going to be ugly.
Messy. Ugly, messy, imperfect activity.
Yeah, but we can probably
give yourself permission to be messy because it's never going to be perfect. You'll figure that out as you go.
Yeah, and like Fraser and I were talking about, and we'll go through cleaning up your profiles. We were talking about going through some of your Facebook memories, like, oh God. So some of you who are on here, like, oh, they just must always have been good at it. I actually think that sometimes taking the screenshot of what you posted 14 years ago,
Yeah.
which is just usually the most atrocious thing ever, you know, and putting it in that Instagram story and being like, you can do it too,
Yep.
is actually very beneficial. So anyway, Instagram, like I said, I really do hammer it, and I'm constantly on there. But TikTok scared the crap out of me. Like, if we can be totally honest, it took a lot of convincing. So those who are like, she's like the TikTok, I get it. I'm like the TikTok network marketer today. Okay. But I was the girl a year ago. I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't move like that. Okay. These hips do lie. Like I just can't do it. Like, I'm not going to dance. And like, what's the point? There's just no way. And what I found is you can just be you on there. I didn't try to do the little dances and spend 17 hours learning them because I'm not a dancer. I didn't try to spend a bunch of time, you know, learning what everybody else was doing. I just started listening to the sounds and going, how could that apply to my product or my business? Okay, let me try something. And just being really authentic, I'd write that word down for sure through all of this, really authentic to who Jessie Lee is, instead of trying to copycat what anybody's doing. So jumping on trends on TikTok, but making it my own, instead of trying to be the 13-year-old girl shaking and gyrating and doing whatever else. And so I do go live on TikTok every single day as well. And one thing I'll tell you, for those of you who you're like, no, like, I'm going to listen to what she says about TikTok, but I'm not going to do it. I'll give you my Venmo. Okay. Just send me your money, because clearly you don't want to make any. All right. It's a joke, but like, for real, it's like a cash register on TikTok. Because let me tell you something, that algorithm, how many of you, just raise your hand really fast just so I can kind of gauge the crowd, since we can see all of you. How many of you have TikTok? Even if you don't post, you have it downloaded. Okay, awesome. A lot of you. Most of you have the app downloaded. Okay, great. If you don't, you will by the end of the day, all right? But even those of you that don't post, could you raise your hand again if it almost freaks you out sometimes how it's like the videos are purveyed for you? Like, you're almost like, what? How do they know that I'm into cats between the ages of 7 and 14 years of age? I don't like kittens. And how do they know that my grandmother, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the crazy. That For You page is psychotically accurate.
And addictive.
Super addictive. So to Shailene's point of it's so addictive, people don't leave the app. They're like, they think that they're just gonna go, oh, I'm just gonna spend 10 minutes really fast. I'm just gonna, no, 4 hours later and their tub water is cold. And they're like, what happened? Which is really good for your business. Because if they've commented on your TikTok and you're DMing right away, I'm closing sales rapid fire because the phone never left their hand. They're trapped in a TikTok cycle. I'm just going to capitalize on it. So speed matters a lot on TikTok, but I'll just tell you.
Which platform of those three do you get most of your results from? What's a 1, 2, 3?
One is TikTok. Right
Number
now,
one.
for sure. And it was different in December when you asked.
Yep, 2.
One is TikTok, and 2. See, you have to have faith. I still think Facebook is like my home base, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think Instagram is second now, and then Facebook is really where I organize and I sort and I have it really being a business. And I think Facebook is almost my validator, because if somebody finds me on TikTok,
Yeah, they're always going to go look there.
yeah, and they go Google and they search my name and they do
Julie
whatever.
Boyer says, this is why I deleted the app. I couldn't stop watching and I felt like I was losing so much time.
We can talk
Here's
about
what I
that
would
too.
say about that, Julie, is you use the app, don't let the app use you. You take charge. It's your platform to be able to make money. You don't need to worry about getting trapped, because you're going to be creating more content than you're going to be consuming. You're not going to be consuming much content. You're going to be creating a lot. And we'll show you how to do that with your style. You know, it's going to be great. Shailene and Brock, you guys are more focused on Instagram, yeah?
That's what we teach.
That's your
primarily, but
primary?
We love TikTok.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. So
fan.
so you would go Instagram, then
I would say, yeah, I would say Instagram first in terms of like business building for
Uh-huh.
me, but in terms of like quickly growing an audience that transfers, TikTok.
yeah.
Just insane, and it's just crazy, and also effort. Like I don't have to put as much effort into TikTok as I do Instagram, and it's so much fun. It's so freaking fun. It's and personally, for those of you who don't have the app yet, I find it the happiest app I own. Like I never get on Instagram. Sometimes I'm like, this makes me feel bad about my life. I should be going on nicer vacations. You know, like I just feel like I should be doing more.
Right.
And with TikTok, I'm just like, this is so great. This is so funny. This is so real. Like and it's the algorithm, but it is literally that fun and it's inspirational. So I would say Instagram at the moment it's at the top, but TikTok is
really climbing.
really high up there because it grew so fast for me and it's fun.
Yeah.
Brock?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I grew by 300,000 followers on TikTok like that, super fast. So like my mom was saying, the potential for growth on TikTok is through the roof. And it's because of how the algorithm works. Instagram is now very similar when it comes to Instagram Reels. So in 2020, I went hard on Instagram, posting, multiple times a day, going live, doing all the right things. And I grew a decent amount. I grew from about 40,000 followers to 80,000, which was, that's a good growth. That's doubling in a year.
Yep.
In the last month, I've been posting almost exclusively on Instagram Reels, 2 Reels per day. I've doubled my following again, or grown by 40,000 followers again. Nice. So I went from 80,000 to 120,000 in a month. 40,000 followers in a month. That's more than 1,000 followers in a day. And followers, followers are here and there. That's vanity. What we really care about here, and the reason we're here, is customers and business growth.
Well, but followers, here's the thing. If you've got followers, you have a chance at reaching them.
Yeah.
You have a potential audience so long as you bring value. But if you do, I have, I don't know, it's like 2 million people on the Network Marketing Pro page. We got an email list of a couple million people. We got Instagram's kind of weak with like 400,000, something like that. Should be millions. But just with that, any day I want, I could put out something of value, and there's going to be a huge number of people that say, yep, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Any day I want. So just understand the same thing's true for you. When you build a following, any day you want, you could say, I'm going to go get some customers today.
Yeah.
Boom. And you got them.
Yes.
Any day you feel like it. So building that audience, that reach, what Robert Kiyosaki said really well was rich people, wealthy people, look for networks and build networks. And that's what your following is a network. Everybody else just looks for work. We're building networks. Okay? So think of it in terms of your ability right from where you are. Even if you're not like a celebrity, even if you don't view yourself as somebody that's particularly interesting, it doesn't matter. You can bring value to an audience with whatever personality you've got. Be authentic, but what I like to say is be your best version of authentic. You know what I mean? If you're having a bad day, you don't need to show everybody you're having a bad day. You can say I'm having a bad day, but here's what I'm doing about it.
Yeah.
Don't leave them depressed. You don't want to have the depression network. When people think about you, oh yeah, that sad person. Yeah, have you seen the sad person? You don't necessarily want that. So Fraser, your thoughts on the platforms?
So mine's a little bit different. So I love Facebook. And in fact, I would love to play a game with you guys. I'm going to give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. When I say go, I want you to let me know what your favorite platform is. Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. All right? 1, 2, 3, go. Let me know in the chat because here we go. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. There's a lot of Facebook in there. But the thing is with me, I'm awful at TikTok. When everyone's ticking, I'm talking. I'm a mess. but I do it. I'm a mess on purpose because I've trained myself over the years, and I challenge you guys to do the exact same thing, is instead of going, ha, 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 start going, ooh. Instead of seeing content and going, ha, ha, that was funny, next. Ha, 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 that was funny, next. Instead, go like, ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
I'll save that. So when I'm lacking inspiration, motivation, I can go into my saved folder or however you want to do it. And I can go, oh, I'll do a version of that. I'll model what the people are doing. I think the second thing I'll mention is that it's network marketing. We build a network, but we also got to become good at marketing as well. So it's super important, but I just love Facebook. For me, network marketing is turning strangers into friends, friends into family. That's the basics of network marketing to me. And the idea of me pressing add as friend, I've done half of it. Add as friend, done. But I will say that the algorithm on Facebook will frustrate you. You have 1,000 friends, you won't get 1,000 likes. Anyone feel me on that one? You've got 2 million followers, 1,000 people show up on a live.
Right.
Where are the other 1.999 million? Whereas the algorithms on Instagram Reels and TikTok, they'll fascinate you.
Yeah.
They'll fascinate you, and they'll force you to create content versus maybe, okay. But for me, it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I just love it. I work with people all over the world, and I think outside of the US, I think Facebook is still the number one that people kind of look to. However, I am starting to wake up in the morning, grab my phone, and I open Instagram ahead of Facebook. Just because I'm seeing the behind-the-scenes life. I'm not seeing structured content. I'm just seeing real content. And I think in the world we live in now, people are looking for the real leader, not the right leader. They're just looking for real. And I'm saying it. It's real. And it's called Instagram Reels, right? It might not be called the same, but it's relationship. If you want to extend it, it's relationship. So I'm just to be honest with you, I'm excited about all platforms. And I might sound a bit messy in my head because it is a little bit messy. And I think maybe 2 years ago, the message was master one platform. Just master Facebook, worry about the rest now. I think because of the restrictions on a lot of the platforms, we have to get good at all of them.
Yeah.
We have to get good at Facebook. We have to get good at Instagram. We have to get good at TikTok.
Well, and those three, I think that our goal for these 2 days is that you get a solid presence, that we really clean up those three for you, that you download them, that you have them, that you're ready to go, and that we get you in motion on all three. Nice. And ultimately, as you get in motion on those three and feel comfortable and solid, then you can look to add Twitch or podcast or YouTube or LinkedIn or Snapchat or any of the others that you'd like, or the ones that are going to come in the future. You can add those. But if you get these three as a platform, that'll be a solid foundation to be able to build on. Do you have something you want to
I was
add?
just saying, please take what he just said very seriously, because the reason I started going in on Instagram, this is probably 18 months ago now, 18 months ago. I remember I was in Australia, and sometimes when you travel internationally, for those of you who aspire to have very large international teams, so something happens to social media, they go, oh my God, somebody stole your account, and they shut it down.
Yeah.
So just so you know, this is a real thing. And my whole entire Facebook page shut down for 7 days because they thought that there were hackers in my Facebook page. Well, there weren't. It was me. It was like, you've been logged in Australia. I'm like, I'm in Australia. Okay, mates? Like, what the heck?
Mate.
And so I'm like, oh my God, like, where are my people going to find me? I had a very limited presence on Instagram at the time. I think I had, no joke, like maybe 20,000 followers, 20,000 followers. It was nothing compared to whatever. I don't know. It was nothing compared to what I have now. And I'm like, this is a problem. This is a really big problem. I had never once used Instagram Live at that point in time at all. And that was when I started taking videos that I had on my phone. I started uploading them on my YouTube. I'm like, Instagram, I got to go all in. And so now when it gets shut down for like a day, because this does happen still occasionally, I'm sure you've all been shut down in some kind of Facebook jail, as I call it. I'm like, okay, over to Instagram we go, over to TikTok. We're just going to do 18 TikToks today since Facebook decides to whatever. But just have an awareness that you don't know what, you're not in control over what gets shut down and what doesn't. So having a presence everywhere, almost, if you want to write down a word, omnipresence on social media, it's really important to your business.
And I think that I think one of my mindsets was, yeah, but everyone who follows me on Facebook, well, it'll just be the same people on Instagram and the same people on TikTok. This was like 2 years ago, I was so wrong. Because I started going live on Facebook and I started going live on TikTok at the same time. And there's 400 people on Facebook, there's 200 people on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, the people are on completely different platforms. I've got to be everywhere. I've got to be everywhere. So yeah, I think it's fundamental.
All right, so let's pivot, and we're going to start with Facebook, not because it's most important, it's just one of the three. We're going to start with Facebook, and we're going to do a profile makeover for every single one of you. I want you to pull up your Facebook profile on your phone or on your computer, whatever. Pull it up right now, and we're going to break down all the different elements of that, and I'm going to have these experts offer how you can clean it up, okay? Show me one of your hands, shake one of your hands if you got the Facebook profile up. Got it ready to go? If for some crazy reason you don't have Facebook downloaded, now would be a good time. I don't know if anybody in the world that does not at least have a profile.
Does anyone not have a profile?
Anybody not have a profile on Facebook? Raise your hands if you don't have a profile. No, come on. All right. So point number one on your profile is your profile picture. So let's go personal page. Personal page. Profile picture. Start with Brock. What should that profile picture, what should it contain? What should it be? What are the characteristics of a great profile picture?
Absolutely. If it's your personal page, it should be a photo of you. I understand that your family is important to you, but the family photo shouldn't be the profile photo, because who am I connecting with there?
Right. So it should be of you, not your cat, not your picture of your company's product, not your company logo, not some cool sunset. It should be you. Okay? Now, put me on this camera over here. Can you do that? And pull back farther back.
Okay.
So make it a long shot.
I know where we're going.
Should it be? Should the profile picture be, "Hi, I'm Eric"? Should it? Because some of you you're standing on a mountaintop, or you're back in the background, and you can't really see who this person is. Or tell me when it should stop. It should be somewhere in here. Hi. And it should be a smile, and it should be, something that exhibits your character. It could be you. It could be you laughing. It could be something, but yeah, it could be that too. A little scary, but really, truly, in your face. I'm tricking these guys. In your face, smiling, or whatever your personality is. If it's goofy, whatever it happens to be, but it needs to be recognizable, right? Yeah, it could be that.
Look at this throwback.
It could be that.
Eric.
Wow,
I think you should switch. Right now. Switch.
So, how can we do some makeovers with this profile picture? You want to go grab the computer and just grab some of these people's handles and look them up?
I can show them the basics.
Go.
Yeah? Right, we'll do it. All right, guys. So this is what I call a Facebook facelift. Social media makeover. Let's see if we can get the screen showing. That'd be awesome. All right. So let's start with the profile photo. So I'm someone who understands that the only people who are going to see this photo right now are the people who visit your profile. The problem is, no one's going to see this unless they literally search for Fraser Brooks. But people don't know you guys yet. So the fundamental is actually this, how the thumbnail looks when it's super, super, super small.
Yes.
Now, can people see my eyeballs? No. Can they see my teeth? I mean, I've got big teeth, so they probably can see my teeth. But they can see the background. The background's like bright. It's yellow. It's popping. So what I want you to do, actually, I want you to download an app. Sorry, I'm coming back from my phone. I want you to download.
Let me tell you one thing that I think is important is contrast. If you can have a dark to a light, a light to a dark, something that pops, some great color, some contrast that is eye-catching.
I just need the ability to be able to share my screen on my phone. If someone could help me sort that, saying only the host can share it in this meeting. I'll leave that there. So I want you to download an app called Photo Room. Photo Room. It's a free app. Should take you 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds to download.
Download it right now, because we're
Do
going to
it
have
now.
you use this to update your profile picture. Photo Room.
Photo Room, right? We good? Okay, we're good. Ooh. All right, so Photo Room. It should look like this. When the screen shows on your end, it should see the bottom left, Photo Room. Now, click on that. Super easy, super easy. Now, if you've already got your professional photos done, then use that one. Go into the camera roll and use that one. But I'm just going to do one right now. Let's go with, let's just use this one. Right? I took this moments ago. It will scan the photo and remove the background. You might need a better one than that one because I've got no ears on that one because of the background's fuzzing in. But what I can do is I can quite simply click on this button. Now, this is a bad photo, as you can see, but I can change the color. So I can go on from, I've got the background here. Let's go background. And click on background, replace. I can go with different kind of colors here. Let's go this one. And there we go. That's it. That's all I've got to do. And I can hit the top right-hand corner. And I can just press save.
You can remove the logo on that.
I can remove the logo. A lot of the profile photos are circular anyway. But I mean, this is a bad photo because I've literally lost all my ears and I look a little bit weird and I'm not central. But you can play around with it. I just recommend you taking a selfie on your phone right now. Go onto the Photo Room
Or
app.
take, almost all of these people did a photo shoot over the course of the last 30, 45 days.
Amazing.
Take a great one, because it's kind of a close one of you. Put it into that photo room. Is it called?
Photo Room, yeah.
Photo room.
app. Mm-hmm.
Pick a really cool colored background and just see how that pops. Like he just took a selfie of himself.
Was it?
You can do the same.
It's super, super simple. Just go into Photo Room. It's not like in my, there we go, select from photo. So this one will be better. But it will scan the room again. If you do it just behind there we go, that's slightly better. There we go. I mean, that's not too bad. I can't do anything
But
on my
it's going to
face.
be noticeable in people's feed right away. Picking a cool background, the little white outline of the person's head. It's kind of interesting. And you could put any background you want. But some, like for anybody been following me a long time, remember when I used to do the green? I had green on everything, the GoPro green, and my profile was green, everything was green. But it was noticeable really quick.
Yeah.
What was the app look like again?
Photo Room.
Room.
Yeah, this one bottom left of my screen there. Bottom left.
The
So-
purple.
And it's a good point you made because you could, if you wanted to get creative, you could have a team. Maybe you've got a team color. Maybe you've got a brand of like a branding color. Maybe it's like a bright yellow, as Eric said, a green kind of color. You could encourage all your team to use that color if you wanted.
Who's done it already? Raise your hands if you've done this right now already.
Emma
So
Tia,
can you pick one of them out and look them up?
can we do that?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a
Raise
wave
your
if
hands
you've done.
again.
Give me a wave if you've done yours. Brenda Howley, 20. Is it Z6? Brenda Howley.
No, I mean, can you bring them up on your laptop? Can you just look them up?
Guys, am I able to pull that up? Because I've got no handles on this end. I'm
No,
not.
if you
I'm
go-
not
if you
on the
go-
Zoom. I'm not connected on the Zoom here.
If you go into Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, I could do that. All right, come on, Brenda. Let's see if I can do that.
Did you change it on Facebook? If you've done this and changed it on Facebook, raise your hand so he can look you up.
Oh, come on, Brenda. Come on, Brenda. Good
Let's see
effort.
Brenda's. Can we show it up? Is that connected?
Should come up. There we go.
Yeah, see?
Good job.
Yeah, see?